Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. Hey, everybody. It is Wednesday night. I am your host, Sydney, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And you can get your copy of Learn and Go Go at learnandgogo.com. I like that, the little abbreviation for it, just Learn and Go Go, because it's Learn and Go Go, the podcast, it's Learn and Go Go, the Facebook page, it's Learn and Go Go, the YouTube channel. It's kind of like Spaceballs. So I have been sitting here peeking at your comments. I am so happy to see everybody welcoming each other, saying hello. I love you guys. I love our Wednesday night get-togethers. And it was funny because Luna Projects and I were talking a little bit earlier about technical issues. So I saw that she had said, "Hola, mis amigos," and I put "Hola" back, but it came from both YouTube and Facebook. So I'm like, oh, I'll just delete the Facebook comment. It deleted the YouTube comment. I'm like, I don't understand. And when I started to get everything together to do the podcast tonight, it tried to tell me that my webcam that I use every week all of a sudden isn't 1080 like it absolutely is. It has been. So something funky in the universe. Maybe the veil being thinner is letting through technical difficulties. I have no idea, but whatever the case, I am so happy that you are all here tonight. I see Luna Projects, I see Aaron, I see Lizzie, I see Severian. So happy to see you all. And I hope you have had a fantastic week. Please put in the comments, what have you been up to? What is new? What is exciting? What can we shout out for you? What can we send you good energy for? Always happy to include everyone and give you all shout outs when we can, because when the tide comes in, all ships rise. I say it all the time. So first, I'm just gonna get this out of the way because it's sad news. If you are from the Philadelphia area, you absolutely know this name, but he was known nationwide. You might have seen it on TMZ today. Pierre Robert passed away today. Icon of radio. Whether you loved him, you hated him, whatever, you have to recognize his legacy. He has been in Philly for 40 years. I saw today he came to the Philadelphia market in 1981, and he's been here at WMMR, which is the local radio station. It's the longest running rock station in the country that still has like live entertainment. So super cool station. I know that they're absolutely missing him, and so are so many people nationwide. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Camp Out for Hunger. They do this every year. It's the largest food bank in the country. Food drive, in the country. Philabundance is the food bank, and I know starting in a couple days, a lot more people are going to be needing food. So if you are able, if you could spare a couple bucks, especially if you're not local, so you can't bring canned goods, it's Philabundance, but it's Preston and Steve's Camp Out for Hunger. And if you could just help out some people in need, that would be wonderful, especially because it starts November 10th. It's the week of November 10th, and Pierre's always been there. So, send a couple bucks to help out if you can, if you feel so led. I just wanted to share that because when I saw that today, that was crazy. Let's see here. So Luna says that she left a teaser on the Luna Projects Facebook page. If you are not following her page, please follow the Luna Projects. Wanted to say that her partner Chris and I, let me read it as Luna. My partner Chris and I were talking last night about doing a podcast for the site for mental health advocacy and awareness. Absolutely. You cannot have too many resources out there for mental health help, for sure. And yeah, so Severian says 3/4 of my family depend on SNAP for food. 2 of them are blaming Democrats. It's it's all going to become very, very real for a lot of people in a couple days. And it's horrible. It's horrible. So Johnny's here. Hey, Johnny. Happy to see you. I hope that things are good with you. Yeah, like I saw this post and it makes so much sense to me. The majority of us are a lot closer to needing food assistance than we are to being billionaires. So we need to get it together and realize any one of us, I think they said, is 3 paychecks from being food insecure. So, you know, anything we can do to help out each other. That's how I always look at it, because you never know when you're going to be in that position. Um, oh, and Luna says that, secondly, I've teased about including Sydney as part of the website featuring her book, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in GoGo, as a featured author. And I love that. Thank you so much. That is so awesome. Definitely appreciate any shout outs for me. And I love that you guys always share and always shout out. It means the world to me. So thank you so much for that. So next week, I'm going to share more about this, but just a teaser from my end. I am going to be asking you all to send me yes or no questions, things, maybe questions you would like to know about me, about my book, stuff like that. You can send it. I wouldn't put it in these comments because I still haven't found a way to harvest the YouTube comments after the fact. So I love seeing you guys during the show. And then like, if I post it, I can't figure out how to get back to them. So you can either send me a message. I would do it on the Sydney Author Facebook page. If you're not on there already, it's just that SYDNEE author, like book writing person that I am. And just send me like some questions, some yes or no questions, or just like questions, anything that you're curious about. And next week I will tell you why. So you can send them at Sydney Author or at Sydney, SYDNEE, at learnedingogo.com. That's my email, and I'll get them there too. So cool. And I will remind you all of that again at least one more time if I remember. So, hey Reese, I'm so glad you hopped on, sweetie. It's so good to see you. Yeah, and so Severian says, hi Erin, let's see. And Luna says, one thing Chris and I talked about is also having our author people on a future podcast, for sure. There's so many amazing authors out there. It's like musicians and filmmakers. There's so many talented people out there, and we only get to see like the tip of the iceberg. So I love all of us with our indie shows. It reminds me of Pump Up the Volume. You guys remember that movie with Happy Harry Hardon and his ham radio show? Like, it's the same idea. There's so many people out there with so much to say, and I love that we all support each other, because most of us are never going to see Hollywood money, like anything like that. But the creativity is there, the talent is there, the love for the art form is there, and it should be seen. So we all just need to continue sharing each other out, because that's the only way that a lot of people are ever going to get to know about any of us. So awesome. Let's see, what else do we have going on today? It is the last Wednesday before Halloween. We've been talking a lot about Halloween this month, so I don't know. Oh, yes, I do. I was going to say, we've talked about movies, we've talked about music, and I was thinking like about TV shows, not necessarily Halloween themed TV shows, because there's not a ton of those, but more about like TV shows that are scary. I heard really bad things about the Ed Gein Netflix show, so I have not watched that yet. But The Perfect Neighbor, like Qua, like if you guys haven't seen that, that's cuckoo bananas. And like I've said before, Dave and I fall asleep at night watching true crime, and then I wonder why I have crazy dreams. But the other morning I woke up, and like a lot of mornings I'll just lay there listening. I'm not ready to get out of bed yet, but I'll just listen to whatever's on the TV. Like there's a whole series about, it's like true crime, but it's all like Amish people. What? I had no idea this existed. I wish I knew what it was called because I wasn't awake enough to pay attention. But I mean, some of the things are fucked up. I was like, oh my gosh, craziness. Oh, there's a Halloween is Grinch night. I have never heard of that. I will definitely check that out, Johnny. Thank you. So Severian says Wayward on Netflix scared the shit out of me, but that's real life inspired crap. Yeah, a lot of the scary stuff is like real life. Yes, Amish, dude. The one guy, and I don't remember his name, so I'm gonna call him Zebediah because I probably am right. So he was like cuckoo bananas off his rocker and married this, she's early 20s Amish union. And I forget what even set him off, but he like cleaned her like a deer. I mean, like crazy. And she had done nothing. I think he was like acting out because he had mental problems. And she said that she was going to go to church without him. And he like killed her and like, to quote, scream, gutted her like a fish. Like crazy, crazy stuff. Yes, I have heard of the Amish Mafia. I was watching a show about that too, about the drug smugglers that they were using to go into Oklahoma from Mexico, and they were Amish because, like, at the border, they did not suspect the Amish. So, and Luna says, "What are you trying to say? All the Amish men are Zebediah?" No, some of them are Ezekiel as well. But there are like, I mean, that's like a John or a James. They have very similar. A lot of people with the same names I've noticed. Let's see. Yes, definitely Rumspringa gone wrong. Now that was craziness. Hey, Kyler's here. Hey, sweetie, happy Wednesday. I'm glad you are joining us. And Aaliyah's here too. Happy Wednesday. This is awesome. I'm so glad so many of you made it. Super cool. So yeah, if you're like because Forensic Files at this point, I can kind of do the narration with it because I've seen every episode 1,000 times. And they came out with Forensic Files 2, but they don't play that as much, I've noticed, on Discovery ID. And even with HBO Max, like they got rid of Joe Kenda. Like Homicide Hunter, he was like a super cool pop-up. And I love Joe Kenda. And now his shows aren't on there anymore, and I'm sad. So I'm trying to explore new true crime. So the Amish show, I was not expecting that. Let's see. And Aaron says, Skull, my bro, been rocking the haunt, been looking straight up wicked. Absolutely. So if you guys don't know, Kyler does haunt and looks phenomenal. I know you've been doing it. How many years have you been doing it now? Because I know in the 2 years I've known you, you've been doing it, but it might have been before that too. Johnny says they start out Children of the Corn, then grow up to be like the dude in Poltergeist too. Reverend Cain. Brought him up before too. Telling you, there was a dude in my dad's church growing up, looked exactly like Reverend Cain. Freaked me the freak out. Like, that was crazy. Let's see. I don't even know if I can translate. What do you mean I'm worldly? Hamish? Is that Hamish Stoltzfus? Stoltzfus is like the Smith of Amish. I do know that. Blasphemy worldly or plowing the fields after dark worldly? 4 years in total. That is awesome. Okay, Hamish. Thank you for the phonetical, because I was not sure how to say that. Yeah, we have an Amish market close to here, so I've seen several people in Stoltzfus as the name on a lot of the stores. So very cool. Aaron says YouTube got me for recommendations for a documentary. YouTube is after you. I don't know what it is about you, my friend, but they are always looking to shut you down, and I'm very sorry. Um, yes, PA is Amish country. That's why we have lots and lots and lots of Amish communities. Most of them are not in the county where I live. Lancaster County is extremely um, Amish and Mennonite. But when I went to the boudoir photographer, funny enough, um, that is out that way, and we would count how many horses and buggies we would pass because they're on the sides of the road, and you have to be careful because a lot of the roads don't have shoulders. So it's like you'll have to back up and wait, and then everybody can go around the buggy, you know. Um, but yeah, they have a lot of communities in Lancaster County. They have that's kind of like their bread and butter, so to speak. They have Dutch Wonderland, which is a theme park for little kids, and they have the Sight and Sound Theater, which is a humongous amphitheater where you can go see such hits as Noah's Ark and I don't even know what else they. I'm sure they do like Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat or something. It's all Christian shows, but they have like when they do Noah's Ark, they have live animals and stuff. But it's like a humongous production. I have never been. I've just known people who have gone. Uh, yes, Amish amusement parks. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so we have. Did you say we have pseudo Amish amusement parks? Yeah, that's the thing. Like at the market nearby, they're using electric, they're using cash registers, they're using everything. So I think, and they didn't walk there. They don't live anywhere near here. So they're having cars, like I think they have a look over there when it comes to their livelihoods sometimes. Let's see here. Aaron says, I guess barn raising and butter churn offs are who has the least hairy ankles. That's hysterical. Uh, Yeah, it is also filthy with fundamentalists outside the Amish. Let's see. And Lizzie says, oh, sorry, wrong comment. It's called Spooked with O's, not zeros. The Ghosts of Waverly Hills and its own plex. Oh, that's a show. I thought you were talking about an Amish community near you. I'm sorry. If you saw my description of today's show, I called it Cheese and Crackers because I'm like, cheese and crackers. I started getting this show set up like hours ago, and then it's just like squirrel, squirrel. Like my brain fog and my ADD has been really, really, really bad lately. So y'all just hold on to your butts because you never know where the conversation's going to go. We can be all over the place. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here because like last week, I wasn't seeing comments. And then after the fact, I saw some on Facebook that didn't show up on here. I'm like, what the what? Let's see. Anybody else got Amish Paradise in their head, or is it just me? So Severian says they have what they claim is a replica of the Israelites' tabernacle. It looked like a typical shitty polyester fundy freedom smusher to me. That is a description I have never heard before. A typical shitty polyester fundy freedom smusher. That's pretty funny. And the Mennonites, which are a branch of the Amish, they do allow like electricity and stuff like that. I believe they are the ones that run most of the puppy mills because they are online. However, they do not have cell phones. They only have landlines. Let's see. Oh my God, Kingpin. I love that movie so much. That movie's so funny. I have to watch that again. Aaron says we don't have a cow, but we have a bull. That's hysterical. I love that movie. It's just one of those you forget how funny it is until you watch it again, and then you crack up all over. They have no problem getting us English to do their dirty work for them. Well, it depends on the community, actually. Because one thing around here is a lot of people will hire, like they have like Amish construction companies, and they'll come out and do absolutely amazing work. It's like the workmanship is phenomenal at a third of the cost. So they do work hard. I will give them that. But that does not mean that they're not killing people and gutting them like a fish, or like drug smuggling or all that, because there's a lot of that going on too, which is crazy. Yes. So let's see. I'm doing notes again because I can't retain anything. But yeah, The Perfect Neighbor. Did you guys watch that yet? I don't want to spoil it if you didn't, but that was like crazy. And there was another show. Shit. I think it's another one on Netflix that was recommended that I want to watch. I did just watch the Ozzy documentary and I cried a lot. That was really good. That's on the Paramount Plus because it's an MTV production. And just, I think it takes place over 6 years. And just watching, like, I mean, Ozzy, was dealing with medical things, but watching Sharon's face completely transform is like kind of unsettling too. Hey, Keith is here. Welcome, welcome. Watch what? I don't know what the question's about. Yes, their woodworking is nice, and I like that Aaron's playing Highway to Hell. The one, the place nearby, the shops I was talking about, they sell woodworking stuff, and it is gorgeous. And I just like to go in there and just like check it out because it's just so well done. That's one of those things when I win the lottery, it will definitely be on my list. Watching AI, like AI videos, or is there a show called AI? And Skull says, I've been on a Venture Bros kick lately. I don't know what that is. Can you tell me what that is? I've never heard of that. Oh, I mentioned The Perfect Neighbor. And then I mentioned there's another show on, I believe it was on Netflix that somebody was talking about. It was like another series, kind of like Ed Gein, but it wasn't that. It was something else. And it's gone. That brain cell died and jumped out of my ear. I don't remember what it was. But if it comes back to me, I will let you know. They absolutely polish a lot of wood. That's how you get more people that can raise barns and churn butter, Aaron. It says I want to have a real life spatula city from UHF. That is another fantastic movie that I haven't watched in so many years. Wheel of Fish. That movie is fantastic. And, at the risk of sounding like an old people, the kids today don't even know what UHF is because they might not have even grown up with cable. They might have just grown up with streaming. Like, wow. But you'll find it all on UHF. Forget about is it laundry? Forget about your job. You got to crank up the volume and yank off the knob. We got it all. Okay. Don't ask me what the show is on Netflix I wanted to watch, but the song from UHF, that's in here somewhere. And I'm thinking of something orange. Oh, okay. So Go Team Venture. Okay, is that what's on Adult Swim? Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, it's so funny. We can't like comments. I was trying to like comments earlier too, and I couldn't do it. They make up the rules. We just are here to have a show in spite of them. Let's see. And Luna says, haven't seen UHF in years. And Keith says, so I've been listening to AI music. I just heard of Earth, Wind, and Fire September, but in punk rock early 2000. There's a whole YouTube channel for it, and it's actually really, I think, really good. Not food. There's a guy that's been doing soul versions of songs, and he just did Epic by Faith No More as a soul song, and it really works, but it's all AI. So I kind of Like, it's fun every now and again, but I try not to, you know. Let's see here. Yes, of course it is, because we retain lyrics forever. Facts. Facts. If I had enough brain cells for like science, like stuff like that, I could take over the world. But instead, I've got the lyrics to UHF up here. I've got like every word to the movie Clue up here, stuff like that. But that's okay. Oh, yes, the Epic of Soul was really good. Absolutely. So it's kind of like those things are fun, and I do like some of the stuff. I just think it's a slippery slope, and then having so many creative friends, I don't want to see it go too far. Like, it's like a sprinkling of it, using it in the right context. I got the eyeball. I don't need science. Science. Yes, I got the eyeball. If you guys have not seen that yet, I am in episode 2 of the Red Huntress series, which you can check out on YouTube. Make sure you give it a look with your eye. Yes, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I know every line to as well, and I am going to be seeing that again Friday. I'm so excited to go to actually on a Halloween night go see it, which is pretty cool. Mrs. Peacock was a man. Slap. That is awesome. And Lizzie says, food is a new slang that means good, but it's only popular among a niche subset of the population. Hey, Chili Belly's making your brain sizzle. That's okay. I made Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes and green beans. So the fact that I am still conscious, I'm giving myself because that is some food coma dinner right there. But I was excited for the show. So that's giving me a little adrenaline push. Yes, AI should not be overused. Agreed. It's like anything else. It's a tool. So use it that way, which is awesome because there was some really cool stuff. All right. So what else do we have here? Okay. So we went out to dinner on Sunday. We went to a place we've gone several times before. This is going to be a two-parter. And we went with our sister-in-law and her husband. And we went, and it was dead, because it's like a Sunday night. It's not like a place. It's not like a sports bar, even though there's a bar in it or whatever. So it's not a place people would fill up on a Sunday, I guess. So we were one of 4 or 5 tables, and our server was just like had the personality of a wash rag. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't the only server. There's 4 or 5 tables. You would think you would be attentive to the tables that you had because you would want to make as much money as you can from each table if it's a dead night and you're not the only server there. That's how I would be. I worked for tips for many, 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 many years. So I know what that's like on a dead night. You really got to turn on the, do the whole razzle dazzle to get that extra money. So I don't know. And I had bad nights working for tips too. You got to turn that off in the 5 minutes you're talking to the people, and then you can go be miserable in the back. So we got our food, we got salads and everything. She brings the bread out in the middle of the table. Then there's the salads. Then not even halfway done the salad, she brings the entrees out. So I'm literally got my salad on my lap. There's no more room on the table because we had only had salad for 2.5 minutes before. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, that's weird. So the food was good. I will say that. But we're getting drinks, doesn't come back to check on us. And then when she finally comes back, to give us the check and all, we paid in cash, and we still gave a 20% tip because I don't unless you really, really are, try to poison me, I give at least 20%, So give her the money and say, yeah, thanks, that's for you. So She looks and she goes, "Oh, I'll be back with your change." And we're like, "No, that's your tip and the bill." Okay, and walks away. Just said, "Okay." It's like, "You're welcome." Like, are we in just a time period where basic manners are gone? Is that, like, typical, or am I, am I overreacting and people just don't say thank you anymore, or, like, it's okay to have Jenga dinner? Or I just thought it was so weird. Like, have you had an experience like that where somebody was just, and it's not even mean, it's just, like, disinterested, and it's like, it's your job, though. And I'm not saying kiss ass. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying, like, a basic level of you check on somebody. Like, I just thought it was weird, like, when somebody's like, "No, no, that's your tip and everything." Okay. It's not that hard to say thank you. So I just thought that was really weird. Um, Back to the comments. Aaron's chili is so good, I could feel it in my lungs for half an hour. And now Luna's curious about Aaron's chili. Everyone behave. And Aaron says, "My chili goes deep," is what she's saying. That's why I said everyone behave. I knew the comments were coming. Hilarious. Um, yeah, and Luna says that sucks about the server. Uh, Tomorrow they're going to turn it into spaghetti. All right, chili spaghetti? That sounds good. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, we saw a thing on YouTube where in Cincinnati, I think they put chili and shredded cheese on spaghetti noodles. So now that's what we do with all of the leftover chili. Yes, Cincinnati is known for Skyline chili. I was just going to say that. It's not far fetched. Here in Cincinnati, chili is often served on spaghetti. Skyline chili, Blue Ash chili, three-way has cheese, beans, and onions. Two-way has cheese and onions, I think. Yes, Skyline chili is actually really good. So Zavarian says, "When I'm with someone who wants to be a cheapskate tipper and they claim the person sucked at their job, I say, you suck at yours, but you still get paid, don't you?" That is true. And that's why I said I always tip baseline 20%, unless you are like trying to kill me. Like there was one time that the person was so, so bad. And I'm trying to remember, it was like, came out with like, you have a bowl of soup and their thumbs in it, like stuff like that. Like, I mean, that's like over the top gross. Cause I don't know where your thumb's been. Probably up your butt. And now it's in my soup. Like, I don't want that. Nobody wants that. But it takes something like that for me to not give a minimum decent tip. But, like there's a baseline to, just, I remember, oh, I know what it was. It was because it was at Chili's. And we sat there for 45 minutes before we got menus. And then we sat there for like another half an hour before we got sodas. Like, I mean, it was like really, really, really bad. And it was not busy. I understand busy. I'm very, very understanding of, I'm very patient. But when you're like, I don't know. Yeah, like Lizzie says, we are in the worst timeline. It's not supposed to be like this. Absolutely. Let's see. So Severian says, "I should have done that tonight. I had a sort of Indian tinged chili vindaloo and made a sloppy ravi, as I call it." All right. Luna says they put cocoa and cinnamon. Some have nutmeg in the Cincinnati style. I have heard of putting nutmeg in chili before. Let's see here. Oh, I had to read that twice because I was like, we're talking about chili and servers. I saw a thing, apparently a weasel shut down that Hadron Collider back in 2016. I'm betting that's what glitched the Matrix. 100%. There is a glitch in the Matrix. And I get deja vu all the time, and I just see that little cat. I'm like, it's a glitch in the Matrix. Absolutely. Oh, that's right. Everybody say happy anniversary to Aaron and Lizzie because Halloween is their 25th anniversary. Yay! I love love. Happy anniversary. Let's see here. Oh, yay, lots of happy anniversaries to everybody, or from everybody to Aaron and Lizzie. That is awesome. So the other thing that was funny that happened Sunday was we're driving back because they drove, and so they were bringing Dave and I home. And we live on like our road's a curve, so little. I got to back this story up a little bit. Since Muffy's a chocolate lab, when she goes out at night, we have an LED collar on her because she was like scaring the shit out of people because they couldn't see her, and she'd be like, "Perf," you know. So we got her an LED color. It's pink, and so if you look out the window at night, you just see this little collar running around. It's hilarious. So we're coming back, and we go around the corner, and this deer just runs like from our yard out in front of us, and then you just see this pink collar coming after it. I was cracking up, and I was just really glad that we saw the deer before it like got smooshed. But do you guys like have like what kind of wildlife is where you live, like aside from Muffy? You know, she's my all the time wildlife, but I've been noticing because of all of the building going on, we're getting more wildlife in the neighborhoods, on the main roads, stuff like that. The amount of deer that are killed on the side of the road is just going up and up and up and up and up, and it's absolutely horrible. But there's been a lot more wildlife than there used to be. We have, you know, raccoons and fox, and we're starting to get coyotes around here, which is kind of crazy. I'm trying to think what else. Like we definitely have groundhogs and stuff like that, but to see like, you know, 10 deer at a time run out is nothing anymore. And it used to be a big deal to see a deer in your yard, but now they're building those Amazon warehouses everywhere. Those giant gray monstrosities, and they're just tearing down so much forestry because we don't need trees. They only make oxygen. Why do we need that? Um, but it's been interesting to see things evolve like that have always been here, but you know, unfortunately they're losing their homes, so they're coming out into where the people live now. Luna says, I have a possum that shows up almost every night. I love possums. We have them around here too. And so many people are scared of them, but I think they are adorable, and they don't get rabies, and they eat ticks. And I am all about possums. I think I would love to see more of them. We have bats around here too. Speaking of awesome things they eat, bugs, we have bats. So Severian says, every few years a bear comes through my town, but those are wandering outliers. There's always deer here. So I keep telling Alfie not to taunt animals with pitchforks on their heads. That is some sound advice. Luna says there's a raccoon that showed up a couple times, but the opossum is a regular. Awesome. Yeah, there you go. Let's send every billionaire to Mars. They can just colonize it. One way. Yes. And Luna says, we do have coyotes in our area as well. Lots of people post pics. And Aaron says, the weather will prevent Halloween streak. Too cold will freeze off my ball bag. And I saw you saying that you're going to be partying on the GDP Halloween night. A certain love of mine could be making an appearance. So that's awesome. So that's Friday night. You guys check that out for sure. And Luna says they have a rocket ship hosted by Elon Musk. Exactly. They already have the means. Get up there, stay up there, don't come back. Yeah, we see bear when we go up to the Pocono Mountains. They're getting more and more common because I'm in the Facebook group for our community, and people post the bears all the time, but this moron 2 doors down from us decided to start feeding them, which don't ever, 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 ever do. So there's one that goes back behind the houses. So he'll go behind our house, heading over to that house to check out what got left out for him. And I'm like, I remember this lady that lived in the community that used to feed the bears. and she was told many, many, many times not to feed the bears, and she still did. And then one day she forgot to put the food out, so the bear just ripped her door off and went in her house looking for food because she trained them to get fed there. Morons. Let's see here. So Severian says, I saw a ghost. That ain't no ghost, Ethel. Look, it's the streak. What are you talking about? And Luna says, see you later, billionaires. Take Trump with you. I was going to say, is that Ray Stevens' streak? I don't remember that I saw the ghost part, but I do remember this. I love Ray Stevens. And I was thinking of him the other day. I was thinking of Eric the Awful. I was singing that song. And then I started singing something else of his. What was it? Because I love the church revival, the Day of the Squirrel, the Mississippi Squirrel Revival. I love that song. And of course, Guitarzan. And what else does he have? Get your tongue out of my mouth because I'm kissing you goodbye. That's a classic Ray Stevens song. Okay, that's why I didn't recognize it. You added the ghost for Halloween. That's hilarious. Thank you, Luna. That is what I wanted to see. The Dairy Show. Is that on? Is that? Wait a minute. I'm going to look it up because that I do want to see, and I forget which streaming service it's on. Not Dairy Girls. Dairy Girls is hilarious, though. Welcome to Dairy. It is on HBO. Yeah, I want to see that. That's supposed to be very good. I've not had a chance to check that out yet, but that is one that I definitely want to see. Let's see here. We used that song for our pupper Elvis when he was naked after his bath running through the yard. I love that. And so Severian would love to see a porno called Streak Busters. I'm surprised that doesn't exist. I mean, every other kind of porn exists, so why not? Wait, which one have you not heard from Ray Stevens? He has so many. But yeah, I definitely want to see that Welcome to Dairy show. I've seen the first new. Isn't there a second one? I haven't seen the second one. But of course, the original with Tim Curry is always going to be the best one to me because it's Tim Curry. Oh, the tongue in the mouth song. Get your tongue out of my mouth because I'm kissing you goodbye. That song's hilarious. That's the one. Yes. Yes, it was on his greatest hit. Oh yeah, and there was the one about how he stopped sitting up with the dead because the dead sat up on him. Those are great. I love Ray Stevens. There was him. There was like pre Weird Al, because Weird Al is the Almighty. We're back to Amish paradise. But Alan Sherman back in the day was kind of like one of the first parody composers. And you guys might not know this, but so Severian's dad had a parody song, right? Didn't he have a record released that was a parody? Yes, it's me again, Margaret. Oh my God. My kids loved that song when they were little. We used to listen to that all the time. Yes. Are you naked? Yes. That song is hysterical. Juanita Banana. Check it out. By the Peels, of course. That's hysterical. Aaron says, that's how me and Lizzie's first phone calls went. Are you naked? It's me again, Margaret. All right, you guys, I'm going to be listening to Ray Stevens after this show. For sure. And that's funny, like another just like right turn, that I did not expect. But that's what I love about this show is we never know what we're going to talk about. I started with my notes to kind of give us some ideas, but I just love seeing what we all come up with. It's awesome. Let's see here. Oh, it keeps getting covered in France. It became a gay club favorite and was also big in France, like Jerry Lewis. So they love Jerry Lewis in France. Does that make him funny? So Severian will know what song that is from. Yeah. I was on a Steve Taylor kick. Speaking of, that was a Steve Taylor song I was just singing. And it's weird, the songs that usually most mornings I will wake up with the song in my head. Does that happen to you guys too? Or is that like just a Sid thing that just about every morning I wake up singing something? And I don't know if it's inspired by my dreams, if it's like something, because like I said, we'll have the TV on all night. So maybe it's something that I heard on the TV. But I get some weird songs in my head and I'm like, where did that come from? I don't even remember that. Like, I haven't listened to that song in decades. And the other day it was this song Smug by Steve Taylor. And like, I don't know where it came from. So, but what I was going to start doing is on the Facebook notes. I think I did that the other day because I had, it was from Oliver. I'm reviewing the situation. Like, I woke up with that in my head, like a random song from Oliver the musical, and I put it in my Facebook note. And I'm like, I should start doing that, like Sid's song that was stuck in her head when she woke up, because it's going to be all over the place. It's not something that I can plan. And I have a whole bunch of genres stuck in this noggin, so I never know what it's going to be. Kool and the Gang gets in there a lot, but it's not Celebration. Sometimes it's Joanna. Why? No idea. Or like Fresh. That one I sing a lot, but that's because, like, you know, when I'm just getting done brushing my teeth or something and I'm feeling fresh, like that pop, at least I can know where that one comes from. But some other ones are just like completely random. Oh, Luna, thank you. Every freaking day. All right. Let's see here. Okay, is it an ADHD thing? Because that would track. I am not diagnosed, but I guarantee you if I took the test, I would be diagnosed. Yes, exactly. Someone says something and another song starts playing. There is a song for every situation, and 99.9% of the time when someone says something, it triggers a song in my head. And it's like random access jukebox, like, oh, you said this, I'm going to start singing this. And I just sing all day long. There's a Peter Gabriel song that pops into my head almost every day. One of the album ones that wasn't a single, so one of the freakier, darker ones. It wasn't a single, so I know it's not Shock the Monkey. Let's see. Aaron says, Melissa McCarthy's SNL sketch of an old 20s actress saying cheese and crackers was hilarious. I don't know that one. I'll have to check that out. Yes, Aaliyah, earworm for sure. And then like I try to get the worm out and it doesn't work because then I'll just go back to it. Let's see. You can Google it based on the lyric. If you don't get given, you learn to take, and I will take you. That does sound dark. I love Misled, and that gets stuck in my head sometimes too. That one's not as well known. Let's see. Lizzie says the alt grunge station decided to remind me we had more than one swing band in the 90s. Totally forgot about Squirrel Nut Zippers until just today. I remember Squirrel Nut Zippers was that Damnation. The D and the A and the M and the N and the A and the T and the I O N. Was that Squirrel Nut Zippers? Or was that Cherry Poppin' Daddies? Let's see. Because there was oh man, now I gotta look it up. Because that was a total time too. Remember the whole like swing dancing thing with like Brian Setzer Orchestra and like all that stuff? Let's see here. Squirrel Nut Zippers. I know you're probably already telling me, but songs. Yeah, hell. That was in the afterlife. Can't get ready for the serious strife. And then I got to stop or I'm going to get like copyright smacked. Shock the Monkey is about masturbation. That's why you got to eat cornflakes. That's why they were invented. Did you know that fun fact? That Kellogg guy was up in the head, man. Let's see. Although Shock the Monkey was pretty freaky, my dad liked to watch the video on Saturday mornings and piss my mom off. That's the song that got us talking. So Severian, that's how we became friends, was because of that song. That's so funny. We just said Shock the Monkey at the same time. I like So Severian's lyrics for Hell. In the afterlife, something, something serious strife. That's hysterical. Yeah, Shock the Monkey. Because I think I was dancing to the Ozzy version. And then we started talking about Peter Gabriel. And then we started talking about Christian music rock artists. And then we became friends. And that's been, wow, that's been almost 20 years ago. Yep. Yeah, that's how we first met because of Shock the Monkey. And it was the Ozzy. It's like Cold Chamber, Ozzy and Cold Chamber, I'm pretty sure. But I feel like there's a Weird Al parody of Hell, too. Uh, no, you know what I'm thinking of? Zoot Suit Riot. That was Cherry Papa Daddies. That's what he has the parody of, was Grapefruit Diet. I knew it was the same era of music. Let's see here. You didn't know Ozzy did Shock the Monkey? Yes. Yep. It's pretty good. The Ding Dong Daddy of the D cart line. It's funny that whole time period. Like there were just, and I'm sure it's true with all kinds of generations because songs will sound similar, but like in the 90s, we had an entire couple of years there where everything was like Spanish. Remember, like we had Enrique Iglesias and we had Ricky Martin and we had John Cicada and the guy that was married to Mariah Carey and had twins with her. What's his name? Mark Anthony. Like it was just so funny. Like, and then they had like Gasolina. I forget who sang that, but it was like a whole time with that. And then we had like the swing dancing and like the old bands, you know, like that. And it's just funny. It's funny. And I love to put MTV Classic on. Usually I have it on in the background when I'm working, but the 90s videos all have that same hue to it that like really, I don't even, it's almost like a gold green kind of cut. Like everything pops and it's very 90s. And videos don't look like that anymore. Not that they make music videos, but like even because everybody's doing stuff on their phones, they don't have that vibe to it anymore. And then like the 80s videos, there were a lot of concert videos or like a lot of videos where they held the one scene for so long. You can't do that anymore. People don't have the attention spans to like watch like Alive and Kicking by Simple Minds as like them on the side of a cliff for like the entire video. I think it changes angles like 3 times. Who pays attention? Like people do not have the attention spans anymore and it's crazy, but that's why this show is so fun because we just go all over the place. Let's see here. Yeah, Luna's got another list of songs to look up for sure. Yes, the whole month everyone was super into Gregorian chants with what was Enigma, the return to innocence, that whole like pure moods thing. I had that CD. I love that CD. The Yeah, is it Yeah Noah, the Native American chanting song? I love that song. It's Sacred Spirits. That's the group that does the song. Love, love, love that song. Anya was on there with Orinoco Flow, like that whole thing, like Lorena McKenna with the Mummers dance, all that kind of like stuff. It's funny. The 90s were wild. Absolutely. Rico Suave. I was going to say something, but I don't know if it's my story to tell. Someone I used to be related to dated him, Gerardo, which back to Weird Al, Taco Grande, another great parody song. Aqua for a few months. They have Barbie Girl, but they definitely had another song too that I can't remember right now. And they had, who is it that has How Bizarre, How Bizarre. There was that song, and then there was Brimful of Asha by the Corner Shop. I think I'm pulling this stuff out of my ass. Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Everybody needs a bosom. All right, I'm gonna have to start writing these down too, Luna, because I'm gonna be listening to stuff. The 80s are my jam. The 90s are awesome too, but 80s and 90s, fantastic. Aaron's listening to the unedited version of Sugar High. There you go. And gotta watch Empire Records. Love Empire Records. Let's see here. Yeah, that and Enya's great. Annie Lennox is fantastic. I love her. And she was 80s and 90s. Oh my God, Lizzie, river dancing with Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance. That was a whole thing. What happened to that? Does anybody do river dancing anymore? That was like a whole thing. Yes, OMC. Thank you. I thought so, and then like I got OMD in my head, and I'm like, no, that's orchestral movements in the dark, and they sang, "If you leave, don't leave now." Like he sounded like he was like about to climax is what he sounds like in that song. But it's just like touch you once, touch you twice. It cracks me up. I'm pretty sure that's OMD. So I got that confused, my OM abbreviations. So my brain just froze. Thank you for confirming that. Yeah, corner shop. Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Mine's on the 45. Yes, someone came out with How Bizarre parody called Stole My Car. That's funny. I will definitely check that out. You know who still makes great albums? Kula Shakur. I don't know who that is. Who is that? And so Severian says, I love it, Annie Lennox. There's a really good documentary about them that she was interviewed in. I would love to see that. My first introduction to Eurythmics, like a lot of people's, was Sweet Dreams Are Made of These, and there's a cow in the video. So I was hooked from that first cow that's like, because it's just like his side view with the eye. You know, I love that. And I've been listening to Love Song for a Vampire off of the Bram Stoker Dracula soundtrack a lot lately. A, because it's Halloweeny, but I just absolutely adore that song. I love it. I love Walking on Broken Glass. I love Here Comes the Rain Again. I love like Eurythmics and her solo stuff. Let's see here. Orgy and Manson. I was listening to Orgy's version of Blue Monday the other day, and I was listening to Marilyn Manson this morning. So that's pretty cool. Kula Shaker. What? I don't know who that is. Okay, Kula Shaker is how you say it, but I don't know who that is. Do I? I don't think I do. I don't know. Orgy I actually saw live on the Family Values tour. It was Korn, Limp Bizkit, Orgy, Ice Cube. I think Rammstein was at that show. Yeah. That was a really good show. It was awesome. Yeah, thank you, Luna. I don't know that name either. You'll have to send us all Kula Shaker. Like, put it in the comments so we can all check out who this is. Because I like the name. You know who else has a cool name? Is Shaba. Do you remember that? Mr. Loverman, Shaba. I love that song too. We have completely gone off the rails, which is hilarious because it's about that time to wrap up this week's show. But you guys are the best as always. So in the last couple of minutes, I am going to once again give the shout out to the Camp Out for Hunger. It starts November 10th in Philly. The show is Preston and Steve. So if you look up the Preston and Steve show, Camp Out for Hunger, Phil Abundance, you can donate money if you're not close enough to donate canned goods, dry food, stuff like that. Everything helps because so many people are about to lose a whole lot of their food that they, have been getting. So if you have the means and the desire, please, please, please help out. Also, let's see. Exactly, Lizzie, right? I'm calling shenanigans too. It says 59 minutes and 25 seconds on my timer, but that went by so fast. Yeah, I can't paste links on YouTube. It's crazy. Okay, Kula Shaker did Govinda. It had a lot of Indian psychedelic influence. Oh, yeah, of course. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Aaron says, Joy for Orgy did the song from Queen of the Damned. I've seen Hell in Your Eyes. He was one of Lestat's singing voices. Ooh, I think you mean Jay from Orgy did the song from Queen of the Damned. Gotcha. Very cool. I love his voice, so I will check that out for sure. Um, hashtag never sit on your own balls. I won't. I can guarantee you that I won't do that. Um, but yeah, I'm going to throw the link for my book back up here. So if you don't already have a copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self, please get your copy at learnedingogo.com. And also, please send yes and no questions and anything questions you have about my book, about me. You can pretty much ask me anything. I'm not shy if you haven't noticed, but things like that. And you can send them to Messenger on my Sydney author page, or Sydney at learnedingogo.com. That is in the show notes on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, all that. The email address is in there. And I'll tell you why next week. But for now, I love you guys so much. I love you guys forever, not just for now. But for now, we got to go because that's tonight's show. But I really appreciate you all hopping on with me. This has been so much fun. And just remember, when life comes at you and makes you feel bad or challenges you, you got to take it head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world sees a big ass. Love you and have a happy Halloween.